You have been led to believe that you have freedom of choice. You've been told you live in a free market where companies compete fiercely for your money, that Pepsi hates Coca-Cola, that Apple fights Microsoft. It is a lie, an illusion designed to keep you distracted. Because if you follow the money trail to the very top, you realize that all those rivals have the same owner. There is a single company that owns major shares in almost every company in the Fortune 500. A company that manufactures nothing, sells nothing you can touch, and yet owns everything you touch. Its name is BlackRock, and today they manage over $10 trillion. To give you a sense of that scale, they have more money than the entire economy of Germany and Japan combined. But money is the least of it. Their true weapon is a secret called Aladdin, an artificial intelligence that decides the fate of your economy before your alarm clock rings. They decide the price of your home. They decide which companies survive, and they whisper in the ears of presidents. You don't live in a democracy. You live in an investment portfolio, and you are about to meet your real owners. Welcome to Cipher Dossier. To understand the monster, you first have to know its creator. And the story doesn't start with a victory, but with a humiliating failure. We're on Wall Street, 1986. Larry Fink was a star at First Boston Bank, until one day, a single miscalculation cost the bank $100 million. Overnight, he went from hero to outcast. He was fired, humiliated. But in that defeat, Fink realized something vital. Wall Street was a casino where people bet on instinct. He didn't want to bet, he wanted to control. He swore he would never enter a room again without knowing exactly what the risk was. In 1988, he founded BlackRock in a small office with 7 other partners. They didn't want to be famous like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan. They didn't want to be on magazine covers. Their strategy was silence. While other banks got drunk on greed, selling junk mortgages, BlackRock dedicated itself to building the most powerful risk analysis tool in history. They became the adults in a room full of children. No one saw them coming, and by the time the world realized they existed, it was too late. BlackRock was no longer a bank, it had become the operating system of the world. But BlackRock didn't get to the top by hiring the best bankers. They did it by building the best brain. Its name is Aladdin. Officially, Aladdin is risk management software, but in practice, it is the eye of God. Aladdin monitors over $21 trillion in assets every single day. It watches every stock, every bond, every derivative, and every market move in real time. Imagine playing chess against a computer that knows all your moves before you even touch the piece. That is Aladdin. While you sleep, this system runs millions of scenarios. What if there is war in Ukraine? What if oil goes up? What if this bank fails? Its power is so absolute that even governments have become addicted to it. In the 2008 crisis and again in 2020, when the US Federal Reserve didn't know what to do to save the economy, who did they call? They didn't call the president. They called Larry Fink. They handed him the keys to the Treasury. BlackRock was hired to manage the bailout of the very same banks that caused the crisis. Think about it. The government asked a private company to decide who lived and who died on Wall Street. Aladdin stopped being a tool. It became the market itself. Today, if Aladdin had a glitch and shut down, the global economy would collapse in a matter of hours. But BlackRock didn't settle for controlling Wall Street. Now they are coming for Main Street. They are coming for your neighborhood. Have you wondered why buying a house seems impossible nowadays? It's not just the market. It's because you are competing against an investment fund with infinite money. BlackRock and other giant funds are buying entire neighborhoods in cash, paying above market price to turn family homes into permanent rental properties. Their goal is clear: to create a generation of renters who will never own anything. And it's not just your roof. Look at your fridge. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nestle, Unilever, almost every brand you consume daily has BlackRock as a top shareholder. They control the energy that heats your home and the food you put on your table. When oil prices rise or when inflation skyrockets food costs, guess who benefits? And to make sure no one complains, they use their power to impose their political agenda. Through the ESG system, they force companies to follow their social and environmental rules. If a company doesn't obey, BlackRock cuts off the money tap. It's not activism, it's corporate extortion. You might be thinking, well, that's what the government is for, to regulate these corporations. That is a cute thought. But in BlackRock's case, the line separating the regulator from the regulated has vanished. It is called the revolving door. BlackRock executives leave the company to take key positions in the U.S. Treasury and the White House. And when they finish their political term, they go right back to BlackRock with $1 million salary. It doesn't matter if the president is Democrat or Republican. Brian Deese, Wally Adeyemo, Mike Pyle, the list of former BlackRock employees who have directed the nation's economic policy is endless. It is the ultimate conflict of interest. The people in charge of writing financial laws are the same ones who benefit from them. BlackRock doesn't just play the game. BlackRock writes the rulebook, hires the referee, and owns the stadium. Their influence is so global that they now meet with leaders of warring countries like Ukraine to coordinate investment in reconstruction. They are not a nation-state, yet they wield more diplomacy and power than most countries in the UN. Where is all this leading us? Larry Fink and the World Economic Forum call it the Great Reset, but the real translation is much simpler: digital feudalism. A future where BlackRock owns every house, every company, and every resource. And you are just a user paying a subscription to exist. They want you to own nothing, but their greatest fear is that you wake up. Because BlackRock's system depends on your ignorance. It depends on you continuing to believe that Coke and Pepsi are rivals, and that your vote changes something. Knowledge is the only unfair advantage you have left. You can't fight them with money, but you can beat them if you understand how they move the pieces. Stop being a spectator in their game. Thank you for your time. On this channel, we're going to dismantle every single one of those lies. If you want to know what they don't want you to know and protect what's yours, like, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments section. That's all for now. See you in the next episode.